First and foremost, I'd like to give all honors, praises, thanksgivings, greetings, glories, salutations, respects to whom the world ignorantly and or maliciously calls Lord God the Creator, the Most High. Those are English titles and not worthy of being invoked and prayed to as a ancient Paleo-Hebrew proper name of the power entity deity of the Hebrew Bible. Titles in one language do not equate to a proper name in the other language. Titles are not proper names unless they happen to be. In this case, they are not. So a title is not the actual proper name of the entity, deity, power of the Hebrew Bible, as well as invoking and praying to Yahweh, Yehovah, Yah, Jah, Ahaya, Yuhu, Yehu, Yehovah, which are pronunciations in modern Aramaic, Yiddish, Hebrew, which is different pronunciations altogether, different wordings, different letters. So, ancient Paleo Hebrew is not modern Yiddish Aramaic Hebrew. Thus, Yahweh, Yehovah, Yahjah are invalid to invoke to or pray to as the proper name of the power entity deity, the Hebrew Bible, and thus it is Yahweh. Yahweh. He is, he has been, he will be. Yahweh. He is. Yahweh, he is existence itself. Yahweh, he exists, and two through his only begotten Son, whom the world ignorantly and or maliciously calls Christ the Messiah, the Anointed, the Savior. Again, English titles do not equate to a proper ancient Paleo Hebrew name. English titles, most of the time, do not equate to an English name because they are titles. You do not call your father forever, Salakia. You do not call your boss father or Ray when his last name is Shortsford. Do not go around calling him dad because those are titles and they're not even the correct titles for you to use. So in the same way, you cannot use incorrect titles, especially of a different language altogether, for the son of the entity deity, the Hebrew Bible, as well as invoking and praying to Jesus, Ishu, Ishua, Oshua, Heoshua, Jesus, Jesus, Isha, Ishua, Yahushua, is invoking and praying to demonic entities or nothing vanity, because those are pronunciations in modern Yiddish, Aramaic, Hebrew, or different languages altogether, like English, Spanish, Latin. And thus, you are not only not invoking the Son entity deity or the entity deity's only begotten Son, but you're enraging him by calling on nothing or demonic entity. So, Yahweh Shai, the true proper name in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh Shai. He is salvation, he is deliverance, he is help, he is succor. Yahweh Shai, he is salvation, he is deliverance, he is liberty, he is victory, which are forms of salvation. Yahweh Shai. He saves, and only the two Hebrew Israelites of the 212 tribe, so-called dark, black, browns, peoples of the world, African Americans, part of the West Atlantic slave trade, the Latino, Hispanics, and the Aboriginal, original Native Americans, all coming from originally Israel, Jerusalem, but spreading out through all over the world and ending up in North South America. Those are the two Hebrew Israelites of the 212 tribe chart of the Bible, of the Torah, the verses, the scripture, not the so-called red Amalekite, German, Russian, Jewish, Israeli, live the promised land today. So, call halalata barakata salal akapawadata tawadata lai when Yahweh Hashem Adonai Hawashai Bahasham Ruach HaKodesh. Double peace and honors and salutations to the elders of GM, Script, Muslim, Elder Tahara, Magabar, Karawak. Men, top men of the world, not only Israel, until Adonai Hawashai Malak Dawid break through the clouds in the supposed UFOs, chariots of Israel, and establish the truth. So, Brother Sharath, one more time. The end is here. Russia isn't fucking around, and neither is Ukraine, neither is Iran, and Israel's always up to no good. And in the background, you got America being an asshole to everyone. So World War III will take place, is taking place at the initial steps, even though the initial steps started way back after World War III, and even maybe before. Anywho, it will for sure get to the blasting of the guns and the launching of the rockets and the falling of the bombs here in a second, but not before, during and after the implementation of the temptation of the world, which is RFID chip, Neuralink, mark of the beast. Take it and you're fucked. Nothing else is the mark of the beast. Quit talking shit, you black nigger Hebrew Israelites and the rest of the world. So, Brother Sharath, one more time. Again, I had to make one more video real quick about the fallacy, blasphemy, ignorance that Genesis is spewing out. And just letting you know one more time that hell is not a river in Bosra. Hell doesn't literally, as in the fiery flames, exist right now. It is a condition played out physically, metaphysically, psychologically, physiologically, which means both mentally and psychology, or Salakia, psychologically and then physically, on earth in whatever position you are finding yourself in. Again, everyone's going to hell, even the white man, so-called Esau Edom, so-called red, white, European, Caucasian, whose heaven, quote unquote, this is still going through hell because the nigger's destroying his own gente, his own people, the planet he has to live on, and his goddamn self. So, even within the devil's heaven, he ends up destroying his goddamn self because he's a dumbass. All you black nigger, Christianized, Americanized Hebrew Israelites who don't think Esau Edom is the devil, who think he can be saved, who go off in other aspects and parts of the doctrine of the true sincere doctrine, you will pay along with Esau Edom, your fucking daddy, because you love him so much. You will take the Almighty chip, mark of the beast or not, but still take thermonuclear annihilation in the motherfucking forehead in Babylon, the great mystery, Babylon, America. Titus 1:11, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not to for filthy lucre's sake. Whole houses, that means a whole lot of motherfucking black nigger Hebrew Israelites. And guess who is the biggest camp by millions? IUIC. And their number one thing is money. Alright, Genesis is probably number one thing is to be seen amongst men. Fucking GOCC's number one thing is to still keep acting like niggers and hope for salvation. GOCC is just bugged the fuck out. I don't know what their end game is. They just believe in everything and all things except the truth. So, IUIC, you are who this is mostly talking about, but because we're talking about that perversion of the doctrine of hell via Genesis, but I'm sure they got it off of IUIC because we, as the brothers that said of GMS, Great Millstone, who I follow, I am not a part of GMS, but I follow True Sincere Doctrine of them, have said that Genesis's breakdown is old and it has been talked about, especially in the IUIC circle. So, and nothing new under the sun, and you niggas still perverting whole houses for filthy lucre's sake, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not to for filthy lucre's sake. There's that filthy lucre's sake again. God damn it. One of them, even a prophet of their own, said the Cretians are always liars, evil bellies, slow bellies. And while Paul is talking about the Cretians, which are quote unquote other nationality, who live on Crete, the island in the middle of the Mediterranean, they're still, because Paul is talking to them, Hebrew Israelites. They just happen to be living in Crete, calling themselves Cretians, living by the Cretan way of life. And so, even though Paul is talking about them as Cretians, they are still Hebrew Israelites, and and you know they're Hebrew Israelites because one of them, even a prophet of their own, said the Cretians are always liars, evil beasts, slow bellies. They're liars. They're probably violent and or sexually violent, and slow bellies, meaning they're stupid, dumb as fuck. So they gotta be Hebrew Israelites because the only dumbass, violent pieces of shit that I know besides Esau Edom, and sometimes they even go above Esau Edom's complete demonicness, is the nigger and the nigger woman. And when I say nigger, I don't just mean the so-called black man, black woman. I mean the entire tribes. You're all niggers. Slovakia. And so this witness is to wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in faith, and that's what GMS does, rebuke sharply with the word of the Lord in sincerity to help save a soul, or if they will, if Yahweh wills, and not really if they will, if Yahweh wills, that they reject, regret, turn the ear, pull the shoulder, then they will be destined to destruction and thermonuclear annihilation in Babylon, the great Mr. Babylon, America. Not giving heed to Jewish fables because you niggas is making it up. Some of it, I believe, Esau made up, and y'all just dug into those scholarly supposed men uh, and their commentaries and their breakdowns, ex Genesis, ex cheeses, like beloved Elder Iramov says, and either took an entire lie from them and or mix your dumbassery lies with their dumbassery lies and are coming out with new dumbassery lies. But again, nothing's new under the sun, and I do believe that the great men of GMS have seen it all. not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn from the truth for what? Filthy lucre's sake. Revelations 20:13, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and that the dead went to hell in the future in a river of Basra. Not that they were dead right now, especially in the sea. So is the sea part of hell? And the sea's made out of water. So is part of hell made out of water and part made out of fiery flames? Or is it all fiery flames and the supposed sea is also fiery flames? So many questions when you ask lies that you got to ask more, or that you got to make up lies. So Genesis, if you truly understand and believe that hell is river in Basra, you are probably not going to go against any other camp that has different opinions or even answer any of the questions that other camps, especially GMS, have when you present something completely ignorant, off the wall, and satanic like hell is a river in Basra in the future. Again, leading to many motherfucking begging many motherfucking questions. And you know that if you are going to keep up your lie and you want to not seem like a coward when you run away because of the questions we're asking, then you gotta sit, make a stand, and make more lies, and then you're just going to dig yourself in a hole that you can't get out of, and that hole is the fiery thermonuclear pit of the true real fiery flames of hell that is going to be in America. Babylon the Great, America will be set on fire. America is the hell that Bible talks about, you dumb niggers. Every and any time hell is Salaki, let me make that specific. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, 50% of the time the word hell is used in the Bible, it is used metaphorically. So it's not talking about a real hell, it is a metaphor, and you got to figure out the metaphor. The other 50% of the time that hell is talked about, and it is a real legitimate thing, is talking about, and let me break that down into half of that time, is talking about right now in any position you are in. Hell, you live in hell when you're not happy. So if you got your ass ran over and lost two legs, and on the same day your granny choked on a bone, and while she was choking, she ran outside and accidentally ran over your 2 year old and broke his neck. And while all that was going on, some fucking asshole derelict was fucking smoking crack in your back house and accidentally lit your house on fire. That is hell. You're still alive with no legs, your baby's dead, your grandma's unalive, and your house is on fire. That's hell. All right, and I'm sure that shit, kind of fucked up shit, happens all the time, every day. So that is hell. When that nigga dies, or when you die, legless, childless, grandma lost, homeless, you will be good. You will be in what you call heaven. Heaven is real, and most of the time it talks about heaven, it is the one place in which you would call the fourth dimension, or in the sky with Yahweh, Yahushai, and all the angels. Everyone goes to the same place when they die. There is no such thing as hell, and will tell the future. Hell is America. Hell will be America, and everyone will know hell is, what hell is, where it is, how it came to pass, how it began, when it will end, which is probably never, because yeah, how shy Jesus will come through the clouds and tell everybody through pain. So again, running out of time, and I'll come back one more time. I cannot let this subject go because it's too easy to fucking downplay the ignorance. So until then, shalom, bayat, the white, abba, shalom.